Guys, the mcv31t is done. It's got a little bit of a high idle hang up. I think it has a small leak on the impulse line, but it's periodic. It's an easy fix. But anyways, this was sent to me from a guy out of Montgomery by the name of Philip. He owns Momore LLC in Montgomery, Alabama. He got with Maruyama US, and they sent this to me and told me get what I can get out of it. That's pretty awesome to have a manufacturer give you their product and say, let's see what you can get. So I've been all through it. It's ported. I've had a couple of guys help me out because this had a crazy set of numbers from the factory. I reached out to Mastermind, I reached out to Aaron Lynch, I reached out to Arthur Rodak out of UK. He gave me some really good pointers on it. If y'all haven't seen that guy's 2511s, Jesus Christ. This thing has a really had a really wild set of numbers. It had a restrictor plate in the intake. It had pretty much 75% of the lowers blocked off by the base gasket. It had a very stuffed up muffler. I've been all through this thing, ported it. It had immeasurable squish. I don't know how much I took off of it because it went back on my lathe 3 times trying to get my squish down. But I did all that, and it's running a 3/8 LP Oregon chain. I'd much rather have a steel Pico on here. This is not my chain of choice, I can tell you that. One of the coolest things about this is, y'all check this out. This has the coolest freaking chain tensioning setup I've ever seen. Alright, you see how loose that is, right? Watch this. All you do is you pull up on the brake handle, it sets the tension, you lock it in, and boom. Perfect chain tension. The coolest freaking chain tensioner I've ever seen. Alright, so this is done for the most part. I may go back in later on and do it, but I think there's more in here, but for right now, this is awesome. The only thing I don't like is it does not have dogs. It's got holes for it. They're not tapped, but I'm sure we could probably figure out a workaround for that. But other than that, man, this thing's cutting great. That high idle hang up, I'm sure I can solve with a twist tie or a zip tie or something like that. It does have an adjustable oiler, and this thing freaking oils, I can tell you that. But other than that, I mean, for the money, I think this thing's 450 bucks. And I can tell you this, I think it's stronger than a 2511. I think it's about as strong as a ported 201. But it's only about 7.5 pounds. So it's 2.5 pounds or so lighter than a 201. About maybe 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds heavier than a 2511. But to me, it has more power than the 2511, and it's right there with a 201 for a lot less weight. Excuse me. But enough talking. Let's see it cut. As y'all can see, this thing absolutely freaking rips, even with the chain that I don't really care for. This is some pretty rock hard red oak right through here. Yeah, it's got a little bit of spalting or whatever you want to call it out here, but this right here is rock solid, and eating right through that. So there it is, y'all. Again, thank you to Philip and thank you to Maruyama for sending this to me. I may go back in it on a later date and see if there's any more in there. I'm pretty sure there is, because that's being my first time going in it. I didn't really go crazy, but I did move numbers a lot. I had to, because I'm telling you, a 59-degree intake from the factory. I've never seen anything like that. But as far as a good work saw for the money, man, this might be the best buy. 450 bucks, fully set up, get it ported, and this thing will absolutely annihilate pretty much anything within a 14-inch to 16-inch size. So there you go. I appreciate y'all, and like and subscribe. God bless y'all.